Hello, Hot Ketchup here, and today I'm talking about character customization in video games. Character customization in games has been around for a while, starting its roots in tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons in 1974. The character customization at the time was basically endless for what it could offer. 25 years later, The Sims burst into the public eye at E3's Game Showcase. A game that, as the creator intended, was a living dollhouse. The Sims only has two life stages, adult and child. Time doesn't exist in The Sims 1. Your Sims wake up and go to work, hence the only two life stages. The game has three skin tone options, and you can only select between male and female. The game lets you cycle between different heads and bodies to pick for your Sim to customize your character. The Sims was released in the year 2000 to much critical acclaim. I think if we're looking at it as the first, or technically the second game in the timeline of character customization, I think we have a solid start for what the character customization genre should be. Then, 2 years later in 2002, a game that looks like a mashup between Telltale's The Walking Dead and old-school RuneScape, Dragon Siege, appears for Microsoft Windows, and a year later, Mac OS. There are more categories for customization, probably because it only has one playable character instead of multiple customizable characters and environments. The game's character customization works somewhat similarly to The Sims 1. Instead of buttons for most options, there is left and right arrows that you can shuffle between several options, these categories being gender, head, skin, hair, shirt, and pants. These three games lay the foundation for character customization in games as a whole. I will split this video up into sections reviewing the different genres of games, so let's get started. Section 1. Flash games. I want to give thanks to the Lee Speaks Discord server. And second, I want to say I already made a video about Flash games. If you want to check that out, I'll leave it in the description. I went on Doll Divine, which I remember going on a lot as a younger teen. I picked 3 random Flash games, which are still playable by having the Ruffle emulator, because they just have it in the website. I think they have it still in the website. I don't know. I can play the Flash games, so let's play these Flash games. The first game is called Anime Face Maker 2. Usually with most of these Flash game sites, they don't give credit to the original game's maker unless it is stated in the game itself. So I went to Google doing a search for Anime Face Maker 2, and it comes up with a Doll Divine link first. The second link goes to DeviantArt, where a lot of Flash games were hosted before the death of Flash in 2020. The original creator is Gen8 on DeviantArt. The second game is a Sailor Moon character creator. I remember going on Doll Divine and it having more complex doll customizers. Like, some were better than others, in my opinion. Like, it was really, like, random, I guess, with like what you got, because like all of them were good, but like some were better than others. The third character customizer I used was called Lolita in the Rain Creator. I tried Google searching, but I couldn't find anything on this game. Maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. I do like this game's art style and how the game has a lot of customization. I remember how Doll Divine used to entertain me for like hours when I would play Flash games on my mom's computer. Section 2, RPGs. Listen, I know there are a ton of RPGs out there, and there are a ton of RPGs where you can customize your character. I only picked 3 today, but I think these 3 RPGs can give us some good insight on character customization. The first RPG title we'll be looking at today was released last year in 2023, Baldur's Gate 3. The game was based on Dungeons & Dragons 5e, a future version of one of the fundamental games based on character creation, Dungeons & Dragons. There are 11 races to choose from, human, elf, and basically most Dungeons & Dragon races you can think of. It comes with basic Dungeons & Dragons classes, paladin, rogue, druid, bard, barbarian, etc. To skip a lot of the details, you can customize almost every aspect of your character, like a Dungeons & Dragons character. The next title we'll be covering is Pokemon Ultra Moon. This game has so many clothing options. You can customize your Pokemon trainer in any way you want. And as they would say in like 2013, give them swag. Or at least I would have said that. I was like, moving on. Skyrim: The Elder Scrolls needs no introduction. It was released In 2011, it is the third RPG on our list. It is preached by Bethesda to be one of their best games. I don't know, I just want Fallout 3 for Nintendo Switch. In this game, it uses mostly sliders, but occasionally vertical selection menus. That's all I have to say. Section 3, Simulation Games. Simulation games such as The Sims, Stardew Valley, and Littlewood are the games we'll be covering today. Stardew Valley is a widely loved game by many, and a game that has been copied a few times too, to less than favorable results. But I want to talk about its character creation and how it is a little different and how it affects its gameplay. The game uses arrows instead of clickable buttons or sliders for skin, hair, pants, and shirts. You can use color sliders to change your hair color, eye color, and pants. Finally, you can skip the intro, assign your character a name, your farm name, your favorite thing, and your pet preference. This seems all self-explanatory.
Right? Wrong!
There is a cheat where if you put your name is one of the item codes every time someone says your name, you get the item for the item code you set your name to. That's all I have to say on that topic. Littlewood is a game that I bought on Steam a while ago. Your character wakes up with amnesia. You can't remember anything, but your friends tell you you saved the world. You build up a town and you are able to customize it to your heart's and town's resources content. I would totally recommend Littlewood if you haven't played it, even if it doesn't have much in character creation, it still does a good job at being a great game. The Sims 2, 3, and 4. I want to cover the rest of the franchise quickly. Why? Because it's great. There's a secret grilled cheese aspiration. Of course I want to talk about The Sims. It's one of my favorite franchises. I don't know which Sims game will be put up in this section, but I think all the creative sim modes are cool. In The Sims 2, it replaced the head and body system with sliders that would be used in The Sims 3. Sims 3 brought the create a style feature to life, which let players use a color wheel and customize patterns instead of swatches like in The Sims 2. Then in The Sims 4 they brought back swatches, but they removed sliders in favor of a drag and drop sim building experience. I will be honest, I will be very, 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 very honest. I never cared much for The Sims 3 creative style, but I think all the games are like equally good. Where people are like, oh, The Sims 4 is bad or The Sims 3 is bad. I think it's wrong because where one game lacks, another game makes up, right? They all balance each other out. But what I'm saying here is that The Sims introduced something that changed character customization forever. It introduced custom content to the field of character customization, which custom content, or CC, is where players could make models and meshes, preferably both, and package it, and you could download it and put it in your game and you could put it on your sim. It was like a hair and clothes and whatever. I'm sure you know what CC is if you've played The Sims. So, to wrap it all up, why do we care about customizing our character? Why do we care about customizing our character in the video game if the video game is just about winning? So what about character customization in real life? What about the customization of us as human beings? Depending on whether it be the clothes we wear, the way we communicate ourselves with others, or how we perceive the world, I feel I must question how much of us are our own customizable character in the game of life. Every day, whether it be unconsciously or consciously, we could be stepping closer to who we wish to be, or we're taking a step away. We are all made of the same stuff on the physical level. We're all stardust on a giant spinning rock, to some a small spinning pebble. Maybe our job is to make our own meaning of what we have. We only have so much time. Wake up. It's time to start playing the game. Live your life. Like and subscribe. Check the description down below.